Hi, my name is Kelly Thomas, and I am going to be talking to you all about the Hershey's bar lesson that is often used in third grade math to introduce unit fractions. A few things that students may need to know prior to this lesson are the difference between parts and wholes. They need to be able to compare and contrast those different definitions. The lesson is typically started by having students come to the carpet and brainstorm things that they may, that parts and wholes may be used for in everyday life. So we think about pies and pizzas. Then we go over the different parts and wholes of things. And that's when we go into a numerator and a denominator. And we talk about how the numerator is the parts and the denominator is the whole. So at that point, students go to their desk. And this lesson is really big on guided practice. So a lot of what they're doing, I'll be doing on the document camera for visual help. So each student needs to get a Hershey's bar. This assignment can be done in groups if it needs to be, but I decided to write this lesson for each individual getting a candy bar so we can do an individual assessment. I'm making this video as if I were on the document camera. Okay, so I wanted to start off by explaining why a Hershey's bar is chosen for this assignment. And when you open a Hershey's bar, it is divided into 4 rows of 4. 4 rows of 4. So it kind of shows the different parts within a whole. And so it's a really good way to bring fractions into the classroom. Plus, it is something that most kids are going to know about, so it's really relatable to a lot of kids. Under the document camera, the first thing that we want to do is separate the Hershey's bar into its different units, into all of its different parts. So you will do that. So once you've separated them into their individual units, so you have an individual unit like this, we want to place the Hershey's bar back together as if we hadn't broken it apart, just because it's easiest. So once all the students have done that, we want to do some practice questions before I give them their individual assignment. So for instance, if I say, I gave 1 row to my friend Sally and another row to my friend Susan. I've given 1 row has 4 pieces of Hershey chocolates in it, so I've given 8 away. And what fraction do I have left? I would have 2 rows left, which is 8, and out of the total would be 16. So we want to give practice questions that sort of have the kids practice putting parts and wholes on top of each other for practice of numerator and denominator. The individual assessment is asking a lot about writing fractions, so students do get to practice that. It's really important to be visible on the document camera during this part though, because fractions is such an abstract concept. I don't have a document camera or a classroom available right now, so I am not able to do that. But it's just important that you provide a visual display of what's going on. The assignment is to be done, and then students will, within their table, so these assignments are done individually to assess students' comprehension, because this is such a tricky subject for students to master. The last thing that we'll do in the class period is students will come up with their own fraction word problem, I guess you would say, that tests comprehension of numerators and denominators and parts and wholes. So that's sort of a quick overview about the lesson. We do like to use the Hershey's bar because it is really relatable to kids and it should resonate more with them. The Hershey's bar is really used to maybe inspire students to do a little deeper thinking when they go into the real world, as in, I don't want to say in the real world, but when they leave school, to get them thinking what else is considered a fraction. But that's just a quick overview as to what the Hershey's bar fraction lesson is and why it's important.